What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Designated Driver. I am Marcus D. Wiley, and listen, some of you may see it, some of you won't, but I tell you, it look like heaven in here. It's full of ladies. I'm the only man. Pray for me. But got four fantastic young women in here to help me on today's subject matter, which is signs and wonders. Let me introduce her. Let me start with some brand new guests. You may hear this young lady right here on Magic 102, Praise 92.1. The Box 97.9. She does all things well. Her name is Kamika Smith, but she go by Sky Houston. What's up?
Hey, Marcus.
How you doing?
I'm excited. I'm happy to be here.
Man, it's good to have you. I know,
Finally.
I know you was about to say that.
This video recorded too, because my eyes are blinking.
Yeah, I know it's been a while. We on season 4 now, and you should have been on probably season 2.
2? You giving me 2?
Was it 2 or 1?
How about the Inception?
The Inception. Okay. But better late than never. Ooh. And you're a Christian, and you know in the Bible it says the last shall be first.
Oh, I like that.
Come on now.
I was looking side-eyed at you now. I like it.
Yeah. So we good. Then I have another young lady, actually, who's in this building, ran into her in the hallway.
Yeah.
But she had such a vibe about her. I knew some things were big time with her. She is a motivational speaker. She's a life coach. But today she's right here on The Designated Driver. Everybody show some love to Miss Chandra Denise.
What's up? Thank you for the invite. Glad to be here. And yes, ran into you in the hallway and thought, his face looks familiar.
Yeah.
I think that is the Marcus Wiley. And hey, here we are. So excited to be here.
Chandra, let me ask you this though, before we even get into it. You're a motivational speaker and a life coach. And you get paid for this.
I do.
I'm trying to see how can I get in this particular sphere. Is that how you see it?
Yeah. That's a good word.
How can I get into that? Because do you go to quote unquote school for this, or are there some classes that you have to do?
Well, let me say this first of all. Okay. You are a life coach. You just happen to do it on a different platform. Okay. You heal through your words. You provide guidance. People look up to you. You influence their decisions. So at the end of the day, you are typically doing the same thing that I do.
What?
Now, I happen to go to school for you do. You can have
we'll talk about that
a whole nother. I got you. But yeah, I'm a certified life coach. Went through a training program. I'm a psychology major by trade.
Gotcha.
So just all kind of went together. Was looking for a non-traditional way to provide counseling and guidance.
Yeah.
So life coaching became the platform that worked for me.
Nice. Well, happy to have you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And then my girls, they ride with me all the time. None other than Miss Tiffany Jackson and Miss Latoya Butler. How y'all doing over there on the couch?
We are great.
Doing good? Y'all gonna not talk in the mic a little bit, y'all, because we family now.
Glad to be back.
Yes, you was in Aspen. How did it go?
Amazing.
It was good.
I'm in the driver's seat now. I'm with the driver now.
Yeah.
Helping guiding this destination.
Come on. Okay, Toya, you straight?
I'm straight.
How them kids over there at Texas Southern University?
The kids are doing awesome.
Okay. Well, let's get into it, y'all.
First things first.
This particular episode, Signs and Wonders. I know people like to say, man, this sign, when I got this sign, then I knew, I should have done this, have done that, and so I just kind of start with that. But first I want to share with you all like a sign, because I believe in signs as well. Mm-hmm. A good sign for me when I knew I was going to marry my wife was when I was being honored. Some of you may have heard me tell this story. I was being honored in grad school, and I wanted my then girlfriend to come with me. I needed some arm candy. And so I went and told her, I said, hey, I'm being honored tonight. I need you to come with me. She was like, oh, I can't go. I ain't got my hair done. My nails ain't done. I ain't got nothing to wear. She made it about herself, Denise. Made it about her. I'm the one being honored. But some kind of way, you ladies like to make it about you. But anyway, I gave her $100. All the money I had to my name, checking, savings, and, car console. I had $100. I gave it to her. I said, hey, make it work. And I went to work. When I got back, my then girlfriend, wife now, gave me $68 of change.
Oh, wow.
Listen, $6 to $8. I said, man, what happened? She said, well, I found something to wear in the closet. I went to Baker's. Y'all remember that shoe store, Baker's?
Yes.
Yeah, you could wear them shoes by three times.
And that was it.
Yeah. Don't you cheap trying to step out with them Bakers. No. They start unraveling on y'all. That heel get to leaning. But anyway, she went to Baker's, got some shoes on sale, got the box perm from Walgreens or something like that. Did on nails and gave me that $6 to $8. I knew then. I ain't lying. I said, yeah. Now this is a sign. This is somebody I can deal with. Yeah. Now she ain't gave me change since.
But it worked for her that one time.
Not giving any change back.
Yeah. But it got in. But just throwing it out there. Have y'all had a sign with anything, with your job, maybe knowing you should have left it or whatever, with a person, that you could just think of, any sign, something that you can just throw out?
I can. The fact that he hasn't given me any money is a sign that I need to keep it moving. It's a sign.
The fact that somebody that you're dating hasn't given you any money,
invested in that way, was a sign for me.
Okay.
No, it's been enough time.
You had to get out of there.
He ain't made no gesture. He don't even get it. Like, he should make a gesture in that manner.
Okay. Anybody else? Just any sign.
For me, it was. Oh, go ahead. For me, it was when it was time to leave full-time employment.
Come on. What that look like?
It was a feeling of, my peace was not there. I wasn't settled. Yeah. Everything seemed to aggravate me. I was easily agitated by the smallest things. Yeah. So I was like, okay, it's time for a shift. It's time to change something around here. So that's for me.
For sure. I could attest to that.
I don't have anything specific. I just think that, I feel like I have a very strong intuition. Okay. And when I go against my intuition, it blows up
every time.
And I be like, I knew better.
Yeah.
I knew better. Like, even when I meet people, I can feel your energy and vibe. I don't have to know anything about you, and I can be like, you know what, something ain't right. Something not right. And if I continue that relationship or continue like just engaging, and they reveal themselves, or and I'm like,
I already know.
So I didn't have to have that engagement or that full experience to know that it wasn't right. So
okay.
I trust my gut.
Trust your gut.
I do.
Okay. Well, look, let's jump into it. It's three things I want to discuss today, and I find them to be very, 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 very appropriate things to discuss. I think we should give some perspective. We should give some some type of depth to these things. The first one is a big thing came up. I was talking to this girl at the gym where I work out, and I'm in the gym now, Sky, and she says, you don't even wear your ring. You married, you don't wear your ring. I'm in the gym now. I'm working out at the gym. I want to stress I'm at the gym. And she said, you don't have your ring on. And so it brought up a big conversation in the gym about married men not wearing their wedding rings. And what I want to first just throw out, and it's for anybody, is that a big deal that a married man doesn't wear his wedding ring? Now, I think I have two married women here, two single women here.
Yeah, I'm single.
So is that a big deal from both sides that a married man does not wear his wedding ring?
I'll take this one. I'll start off here. I think it depends on the people in the relationship. So we had this conversation when we had the Valentine's podcast about everyone having their own standards, setting their own standards. I, for one, have a husband who does not wear his wedding ring. Not for any reason in particular. He's not out there on the hunt.
Right.
Just when we got married, let me see, this is bad. 18 years ago.
Right.
Had his dad's ring, never got his size. In the beginning, I'm not going to lie, it was an issue for me.
Yeah.
And then once I decided on the parameters, we decided on the parameters of our relationship, I just let it go because I'm big on action. How you are treating me, what you say, are you living up to those words? I don't think a ring should signify, what we're going to do in our marriage. And people may have their own beliefs about that, but you do that, in your own relationship. So I don't have an issue with it.
I have a question.
Sure.
What did he say in the beginning as his why he does it? Because at first it did bother you. So what did he say was his reason?
Honestly, there was never really a true discussion about it per se. So just never got his size. He is a procrastinator, I will say that. Not making excuses. But it just kind of went by the wayside because I feel like we had more important things going on. And again, you know, he could have a ring on, the ring comes off. You know, he could be out there doing malicious things or things that are not honoring our relationship. But again, we have more important things to worry about than if you're going to wear a ring. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Hi guys.
Hey, come on with it.
So you know me, I don't get into all the fluff and pomp and circumstance.
Right.
I feel like if you married, you married. You don't need to you know have a ring to justify the sanctity of your marriage or your relationship. It doesn't validate my marriage. I don't wear my wedding ring. So a lot of my friends are like, girl, what did your husband say about that? And I'm like, it never has come up in conversation. I don't wear it to be malicious or in the streets. Am I a little flirty sometimes? Sure, but it's all in fun. I never disrespect my husband. I never dishonor our marriage, and I feel like it's stepping out in your marriage is disrespecting yourself first before you're dishonoring who you're in a relationship with. Okay. So if I go out with my girlfriends and a guy sees me and he doesn't notice that I don't have a ring on, he may try to flirt. I may flirt back just to have fun, but it doesn't go any further than that. And I think that I never lie. Are you I'm always very forthcoming about, yes, I'm married.
Right.
Love my husband.
Right.
No, you cannot. Some guys, they put their game together like, oh, what I gotta do. And I'm like, well, to buy this cow, you have to have trust fund. I got kids. It's a tall order for me to even give it consideration. So I don't know that you want to bark up that tree. Okay. But, I think it. And for men, I think a lot of people have this perception that when a man wears his ring, he's he's letting the world know that he's married.
Right, because they say it's a sign.
It is.
It's a sign that's saying, hey, I'm with somebody.
Absolutely, but I think it's all BS because it's all into what. It doesn't matter. There are so many people who wear rings that are dishonoring and stepping outside their marriage. And I think it's more important for you to honor yourself in your marriage than to have a symbol that says, I honor and respect my marriage.
Okay, Chandra, is it a big deal?
No, the big deal is the energy or the intent behind it.
Okay.
So if you take the ring off to fool me or to give you freedom to do some malicious things or some things that are not, that you shouldn't be doing, that's what's more important to me. And that's what I'm considering. So what's the intent? Why don't you have it on? Kind of like you just asked her, what was his reason for saying that he wasn't going to wear the ring? I think that's more important than me looking at a guy to see if he has a ring on or not, because they're going to do what they want to do regardless if the ring is on or off. So what's the intent and the energy behind it?
Okay. Come on, Sky. Kamika, tell me.
Honestly,
you see a guy.
At first, I was like, am I qualified to answer this question? Because I'm not married. I'm single.
No, but for single people.
No, but this is what I will say. Listening to the two married women, yes, I mind. Okay. And I'm saying it because what do we do it for? Like, if we know we don't want to wear a ring, we're not comfortable. Like me, I'm not a jewelry person. I feel trapped when.
Oh yeah, I'm getting to that. But go
bracelets and rings. I'm like, get off me. Like I need my freedom. So. As a single woman, it may not bother me, but when I get into my marriage, when we go through the pomp and circumstance, it takes a fitting and exchanging the symbolism of it. Why do we do it if it doesn't matter? Okay. So, and that could be revelatory for the marriage in general. Why are we doing the things we do ceremoniously if it's going to boil down to it doesn't matter? Or if we're going to step away from what we said it was about, what's the point? So for me, I asked, what did he say? Because behind the thinking of a thing, there is something small or large. There's always something. So like for Marcus, I see your black band. Is that your wedding band?
I'm gonna get to me in a minute, but
So-
it's one of them.
But my thing is, as a single woman, it may not matter because I do not like jewelry. But when it becomes to mean something to me,
Okay.
it then matters.
All right, I like that. I like that type. I like that.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
And that's just for me.
Yeah.
Because I also believe one size does not fit all, and whatever we
Absolutely.
create together is what it is. But I kind of feel like yours was a resolve for you. It wasn't what you went in saying. It bothered you at first, but you just came to say, we got bigger fish to fry, and I'll move on from it. Not that you were happy about it. You just decided to, it ain't worth me fighting, which is a resolve, and that's great too. And that's what I mean. As a single woman, I may feel one way. When I get in the thick of the thing, it may become something else.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Exactly. And that's the thing too. We have, when we embark on relationships or when we think about expectations and what we want, sometimes when we get into it, things change because in relationships, one of the top things that you're going to have aside from God and communication is going to be compromise. And that's not to say that I, sacrifice my feelings. I just feel like among anything else that I can think of, it is your action and your intent.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. You got something else for
I do.
come on
I
in
just
here?
think that when y'all made these points, I think that it also doesn't matter to me because it's not something that is an issue in my marriage. I can't tell you if my husband does or does not wear it. I don't notice it because it's not. You're
not a girly girl, first of all.
I'm
Me
not.
either.
But it
I was
also
gonna make that point too. I don't pay
it's-
enough attention.
But I just think that it's not I haven't had the issue of infidelity. I'm not saying
Right.
that my man is perfect.
I got
But
you.
for me,
Yeah.
in my experience, I have not had an issue of infidelity.
Yeah.
So it's not so. Him, whether he wore his ring,
Or not.
forgot it or not, it didn't
Yeah.
bother. I don't know. Didn't
Yeah.
notice it because it's not an issue. But if that has been something that a relationship has overcame, then that may be triggering for another person, and I can be sensitive to that.
So watch this, y'all. I'm gonna tell you some more things that was said in the gym when this ring thing came up. So
She was at you, wasn't she?
Oh, and she just wasn't at me. She was at everybody. She came in there angry. I figured that's why she was working out. But yeah, she was tricky. But the point, but she said. So I told her, I said, well, some guys are not jewelry dudes. Stay with me. She go, oh, that's an excuse. Da da da. I said no, because I'm not a jewelry dude. Now watch this. If Mr. T didn't have on his wedding ring, it should be a problem.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a jewelry dude.
Yeah.
But the only time you're gonna see me with my wedding ring on is if I have my watch on and a bracelet on, and I'm kind of like doing the presentation. I'm on stage. I'm in. Me and the wife going. We out or I'm out. But if I'm just working, I don't wear no ring. Just like you said earlier, Scott. I don't like just stuff on me. I wear a watch. Not one watch works. It's a mirror. Now I'm talking about not one watch work. It's just
for the look.
It's like dress up. It's
Yeah.
for the look.
Yeah.
And so when you ask, was this my wedding ring? And I say it's one of them. I have my wife know. I go to Aldo. It's called Aldo or Aldo.
Aldo.
One of them. I go to Aldo. I got about 60 rings just based on how I'm dressing up. You know what I'm saying? And so that was the first thing she said. Another thing was said was, because I told her, if wedding rings are so important, then why don't men get them when we get engaged?
Oh.
If it's so important, if a ring is so important for men, I'm talking about,
Right.
then why when we get engaged, we don't get a ring?
Because you're the one doing the ass.
I'm cool with it, but I'm just talking about if rings are important, because I know people who will give a lady an engagement ring and y'all engaged 2 years.
Right.
So you didn't wear the ring for 2 years. I ain't had a ring on for 2 years. So now that we finally gonna get married, because Junior now about to graduate, and now all of a sudden, you want me in this ring. And then the last thing I shared with the young lady in the gym was that rings, you think that this is a sign to tell loose women, stop.
They go.
They go harder.
It's a magnet.
It's
for
a
some.
magnet.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No,
Yeah.
trust me, it's a magnet, because single women look at it like, oh, I know where I stand. At least I know where I stand. They ain't got to
Right.
listen to these lying single men. They know off top, he married, he with somebody, boom. I know where I'm at. And so, just sharing it with, but she was on one that particular morning. But from things I said, what do y'all feel like? What y'all think? You think it's a magnet?
I think it. I have heard that it can be a magnet
for sure
for a certain group of women.
Yeah, for
very reasons that you said. They know right off the bat what they're dealing with, and it gives them a game plan or a strategy on how they're going to move. However, to what you were saying, Sky, it is part of the ceremony. It is part of the ceremonial act of marriage. It symbolizes something. It means something. So depending on what that relationship determines that ring means, determines how we move forward. Someone said earlier that it has to mean something. So I was previously married. I'm divorced, was married for 20 years. And when the marriage started to not mean the same thing for me, I stopped wearing my wedding ring. I stopped wearing my ring. He still wore his ring.
So it becomes a sign.
It becomes.
I took it off. That means we have some things that we need to work through. Until I'm comfortable with this union, with this full circle, it's going to be off. So that is exactly what I mean. It has to mean something, or else we'll do the same things we were doing when we were single. This symbolizes that there's a change in how we move as a unit. To me.
I'm nervous now because I bought my wife a big ring on our 20th wedding anniversary.
I'm looking down like that.
And she don't wear the whole ring no more. She just be wearing like just a little old circle of it.
But there's still something there.
I gotta ask her if the meaning is still.
No, but there's still something there. But that goes to what you were saying. It just my at the time my wedding ring was a small band and then a solitaire. Right. So if we were dressing up, then of course. But even my day to day, I wore the thinner band. But when that marriage dissolved or was heading in that direction, because it meant something at one time, I didn't even want to. I felt that it had been dishonored. So I don't even want to put it on. I don't even want to wear it. And so it
just depends on for one quick second. That was a sign. I appreciate you saying that was a sign when it dissipated. Back to you with this ring.
Which one?
And I'm over here. I'm in my girl E's corner real quick.
Okay.
I wonder, since we moved from the signs, I wonder who did you buy that big expensive ring for? Did she want a big expensive part of the ring, or was that for you? I'm just wondering. Hearing your feelings about it because you did that for you. What did it mean to you to buy that expensive part of the ring? He's shaking his head. I wonder.
No, so what happened is, again, since you nosy, what happened is when we first got married 24 years ago, Erica had just a little old man. I couldn't afford nothing. And so then when we got to 10 years, then I was able to, buy a nice ring, And then when we made 20 years, I just bought, it's 20 years, folk. It's tough out here.
Celebrate that.
Celebrating,
Absolutely.
I'm going to be ashamed to celebrate 20 years. And then on 25 coming up this year, we about to go with another. We're going to go, now it's going to be every 5 years. It's like the high school reunion. It's every 10, and then once you hit 20, it's every 5 because people be dying.
Have you ever asked her which was her favorite?
We looked at it. Are you talking about which one
of all
in the
those
past?
Changing rings? 5, 10, 15
no, but
years
see,
later,
you come in here with single problems. Nobody care. I don't care about what's her favorite. I mean, we gonna go look on this 25th because it's 25th is a celebratory thing. We going together and we gon'. She do it, but hey.
And I'm just asking questions because I'm wondering why you in your feelings, because now she ain't wearing the ring that you went 25 years ago.
I was joking. I was just saying because I bought a big ring and it had a couple of components to it, and she
wears one piece of it
and I'm saying I don't get no money back for when you don't wear the whole thing.
And that's what I mean.
But I ain't in my feelings.
But what it means to you, it means something to you. So, and that's
it means I paid for a whole ring, and I want you to wear the whole one. Nevertheless, let me move. Let's go to the second side. Gospel singer Kiara Sheard Kelly. She's married now.
Oh, yes.
She had a big interview, and it kind of went viral, and this was another thing that happened. It went viral. She said that when her friends come over, her girls, chicks she hung out with in college or whatever, just grew up with, when they come to town, she do not allow them to stay in the house with her and her husband. She says that they have to get a hotel. So what happened, people started trending saying, oh, that's a sign that she don't trust her husband, or she don't trust, the girls and blah, blah, blah. So I'm putting it out to the ladies. What do y'all think? And if that was you, would you allow your friends to stay in the house? And your friends.
Where there is smoke, there is fire.
Okay.
Hello.
She has either had that experience with her husband, she know her friends, or she know herself. She didn't been one of them people before. But
Okay.
that's how you don't just come up with this stuff out of thin air. She has had an experience that's been like, you know what? Not in my house.
Or is it just wisdom? I mean, is it just teaching? Maybe,
I've heard some crazy stories, but I'm not gonna deny my girlfriends from spending the night we not all finna get in the same bed. No, but if I have guest rooms and they can stay. Just because you're of a different gender, and even if you're attractive, like what the hell am I married for? Or why you my friend if I can't trust you in the house? But you finna go pull my husband to the side with me in the house? Like what? Like that's crazy.
Well, so it don't have to get done then.
It happens.
Maybe just a spark happened then. It can maybe get done later.
Preventative measures. You've had an experience. That's what my gut tell me.
I get you now. I get you.
I think it's some of her training.
Okay.
Just understanding the strict religious background of that family. That has probably been ingrained in her from parents, from other authority figures in her life, that so ingrained in her so much that has become her truth. My parents told me that.
Yeah.
It was the same thing. You don't have other women in your house. Don't be friends with single women after you're married. You don't have single women friends. You don't have other women in your house.
I've heard all that.
All of that. And that was strictly from partly how we were raised church-wise.
Right.
And then the same thing that my grandmother taught her grandmother that she taught me. Now, as a grown woman right now, I can see how that could be very warped and very sideways, but I believe she was just speaking from a place of what she has been taught or what she has been raised with.
I agree. I see both sides of it. So I'll say this. In my experience, I have two best friends that I've been best friends with since 6th grade. Now, of course, I've met people along the way.
Right.
Tiff over here, I actually met Tiff through my husband 20 years ago. She's included in this too.
Yeah.
I would actually allow them in my house without me being there.
Okay.
Because anybody who I'm around, like we say, we talk about energy, we get a vibe. We've had girl code since 6th grade. Even if somebody likes somebody, they go off limits.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's what we still,
I hated that about
subscribe to. So what?
No, I hated that about girls when they would.
Oh, yeah. So just, honoring girl code, but you trust your mate, you trust your friends, and I wouldn't have anybody around me that I didn't trust. And once I get that vibe, you're removed from the circle.
Okay.
Immediately.
Okay.
I think I want to touch on what you said. I think it is a form of grooming. Have y'all ever heard of like, you can't sleep over as a young girl and a man, like somebody that has, a father in the house or whatever. But I think it's the same type of grooming.
Agreed.
But I think you only think that way if you've had an experience of potentially being violated, or somebody has been violated. So you know that's something I need to safeguard myself and my family from. So.
Yeah, I agree. I'm like this. What you do or what comes out of you is what's in you.
Right.
So if you are thinking that way, that someone is going to do this may happen, that's because you're wired that way.
Yeah.
Or someone has programmed you that way. I'm that single friend that stays at my married friends' homes. And you know those who you labor among. You know those who you're friends with. And if you can't look at me as family and trust me with your life and everything in your life, I do not need to be in your life, nor you in mine. So nothing, I don't think there's anything wrong with as grown women, having a friend, especially of 20 years. They've proven themselves at this point. I have keys to some of my yes, I have keys, literally keys, a key ring with my friend's home's spare key on it. again, you know your people. And if it's your man, he's the only one you ain't known as long. Sometimes, if you don't trust him or if he's uncomfortable, that's another thing. If my man says it, I'm going to respect my man.
Yep.
This household is
Exactly.
ours. I will protect what he feels and what we're comfortable with. But if there's no problem, there's no problem.
I feel y'all, but I want y'all to look at it too from a worldly perspective. First of all, you know some of your friends. It kills me how everybody want to think they friends is on the up and up all of a sudden.
Wait,
like,
let's talk about
hold on, just let me say.
ahead.
You know your friends. Matter of fact, you know how you was with your friends before you got married. And that's what I'm saying. So I'm with you. So I'm just saying, let's not act as if there's no validity to this here. Now, I don't think any friends coming in like, oh, I'm finna sleep with my girl, man, and I don't think the husband like, oh, my white friends coming over to see which one of them lose. I don't think it happens that way. I just think what you do though, you put in position for something to possibly happen. Bottom line, okay. I'm finna give you a point. Okay, Eric, I already know the story I'm about to tell you. I was working at BET. And I was back and forth, and I tried to surprise my wife one time, tried to come in and, surprise her. Forgot she told me she was going to Dallas that weekend. She was going home. So, boom, just so happened, one of her friends was staying with her, was having some issues, and so needed a place to stay for a couple of days, whatever, weeks or whatever. And I wasn't there. I was in D.C. Boom, stayed there. So I come home. When I get to the crib, walk in, I said, hey, what's up? What you doing in there? Oh, okay. Boom, I called Eric. I said, hey, where you at? Eric was like, hey, I'm in Dallas. Eric was like, oh, let me call you right back. I'm talking about, got right off the phone. It wasn't 3 minutes. The girl was packed, came in there, hey, I'm gone. I'm gone. And then I was like, hey, what? I was like, yeah. They said, yeah. Now, watch this. Do you think my wife didn't trust this girl? Had to trust her. Gotta living in, gotta staying at the house. So there's a trust, there's a closeness. But I also believe, hey, I ain't no dummy though. I'm not finna put my man in position to fail. No, I'm just saying. I'm not finna put my man in position to fail. And so
you're not gonna set him up for failure.
Just set him up for failure. And so boom, that girl was gone. And shoot, I was at the crib.
But Marcus, there's a difference there. The difference is she was not there.
Time out. I know she was not there. But what I'm saying is, y'all acting as if it has to happen that day. You don't know what the trigger, what the spark. A man could be in the house, your friends run around, y'all run around in pajamas and everything. Next thing you know, a boob fall out or a cheek slide out. And now a man wouldn't even seen this here. But now, whoa, I was saying now.
Think that I'm in ain't seen no boob.
No, listen, I'm just saying, I don't see it in my house. It ain't been in my crib. Yeah, it's different from me seeing it out here in the mall or somewhere. I know I'm going to see it. But I don't see it in my crib.
It doesn't matter. It's up to you to honor. I don't believe you put in position. I don't believe any of that. It's up to you to honor your marriage. If the friend is there and your wife decided she didn't need to be there because she wasn't there, then that's her decision to make. That's her home.
No doubt.
So if she had to pack and leave, then that's just what happened. But for you to say put in position.
Yeah, put in position.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, because people are flawed. And I don't and I hear y'all with all that strong talk about, you gotta honor you got to be got all that. I get all that. And you're absolutely right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You absolutely right. That is not anything wrong. But help me.
But Marcus, this ain't no young life. You act like you talking to 20-something-year-old women. Life is different.
Well, I'm talking to everybody that's listening to the podcast.
And 20-something-year-old women may make a different decision, but I'm saying we're grown. It's not like this is happening every other week, every other month. It's one-offs. If your girlfriend comes and she needs to stay the night, there's something that lended to that. Maybe a situation when she came into town, like me. I go out of town. If I've got close friends, I want to spend some time. I want to sit on the couch in my socks and let's powwow. and all night long. Let your husband go to sleep. Let our kids go to sleep. And let's powwow, because we don't, as grown women, we don't get that time anymore. So the scenario in which another grown woman is going to need to stay in your house is a different type of scenario.
I didn't just look at it as just another grown woman. I looked at it like, the first thing I thought about when I heard the story, I was thinking like, take these sorority young ladies, right? They pledge together, and and they immediately become sisters. Now, you're not real sisters, but based off of the organization that you pledged or whatever, y'all are sisters. Yeah. So it was 30 of y'all on line 30, and let's say 9 of them at the crib, just whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's where I went. Of course, we don't know how many girls it was, whether it was 1, whether it was 3, whatever. But I'm just saying, I just went there, and I'm just saying, like, everybody who you probably deem a sister, a good friend, they are. I'm not saying that they're not, but I know that they are flawed. I know that, that there is some, it's just some humanistic things that transpire and take place. And when people was getting on her, I was just looking at it from the standpoint of, man, she made a decision for the benefit and the betterment
of her home.
And she came under a lot of fire and attack. Oh, so her husband must not be trustworthy. Hey, regardless, if he is not, she is not, hey, I'm just telling you, my house, that ain't going down.
It could just be boundaries and respect for her home and her husband, having nothing to do with the possibility of setting him up or positioning him to. I think it's just a respect for our home and a respect for my husband that I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep that boundary there for our home, without ever thinking of it as she's loose or she's going to want to be my husband is going to see her. None of that. Hey, let's just have some boundaries and respect where we are. So if you're at a hotel, hey, I'm going to come where you are.
Yeah.
I'll come to you and we can kiki and ha-ha it all night long, and allow my husband to be in his home and be comfortable in his home and go from there.
And before we move,
another thing I was going to say, I think Kiki messed up at, you ain't got to tell nobody about what your boundaries are in your house.
Well, that's this generation. I mean, that's what they doing. That's why we is giving us something to talk about. I mean, of course, you never had to say it, but of course, when you say something, it's out there.
What we talking about? We never talk about my man.
I'm not familiar with this interview or this lady.
Yeah. It's gospel.
I'm very intrigued.
Tiffany is gospel. She's a gospel singer, big time, very talented. Just got married a couple of years ago.
Is she young? She's younger.
She's like in her 30s.
Is she 30 yet?
Yeah.
And then her family is very positioned in the world.
Family's positioned. They
Dad's
big.
A bishop.
She come from, the Clark sisters. Her mom is one of the Clark sisters, famous group. Yeah. So all that. But let me say this at the end, and before we move to the next little sign. I remember one time I had a comedian stay at my house. Watch this. Now I didn't know him. I just know him from the stage. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know him, but I had a club and he was performing at my club down here when I first started doing comedy. We had an extra bedroom. I said, hey, I ain't got the money just to be putting you upstairs, so I'm just trying to. My wife told me, man, he creepy, bro. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying he trying to knock her down or whatever, but she said, man, he looking at me. And that's what I'm saying. He made my wife was uncomfortable. Here I am. I'm just, and this ain't my partner now. Yeah. This is just a guy.
Right.
And
I wouldn't have had a random ass person in my house. I
got you. Back then, sometime you be young and a little naive. I'm thinking I'm maybe 30, 29, 30 at that time. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do it now.
Right.
You know better, you do better. But did that, and I was like, and the whole time I was thinking, because my wife was like, hey, bro. And I was like,
Wives save lives. You better listen.
Well,
wives save lives.
I would say this. I understand why somebody would do it. I'm not saying that I'm so like, oblivious to the world, as you mentioned, because it's not like random women, but I feel that way about my daughter's girlfriends and stuff when they come over, and it's not necessarily because I have a bad experience with them. But you know, I had a problem with my daughter's girlfriends just coming over because at the time, me and my husband haven't always been married, but he's had daughters,
right?
And so they would be spending time with their single dad, and they want their girlfriends to come over, and these parents would just drop them off, ain't had a conversation with an adult or nothing. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, where they come from? So I always was like, no, I don't know them. What if you got an allergy? What if something I don't even know who to call. So it was that perspective. I was like, no, baby, you can't have them. No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
You can't.
Okay. Let's get to this one. I'm so interested about this one. I promise you, I'm so interested on this. I really want to hear you ladies' perspective and how y'all feel about this. So I actually got this off of, I think, probably Magic 102. I saw something on Instagram, pricked my interest, and it was saying that if a significant other, whether it's husband, boyfriend, whatever, if they gave you a kidney, you were having some health issues and you needed this kidney to continue your life, and they gave you this kidney, and now y'all relationship is rocky. It done soured. Ain't as good as it once was. Are you obligated to stay with the person who gave you a kidney? Are you obligated?
That's why I ain't giving no organs away.
I ain't giving no organs.
Girl.
No pianos, no drums.
Nothing. You can't force me to stay in a relationship.
Well, it's not a force.
I'm just being silly.
I got you.
That is funny. Know.
But I thought it was real because I'm gonna put a bow on it when we end. But just think about that now. I mean, I know we laugh and joke, but if somebody gave you a kidney for you to continue your living, that's a big deal. This is not what's it. This ain't a ring. Okay, since we talking about ring, this ain't a ring. Okay, this ain't a car. This is a kidney, something to help you continue to keep breathing and enjoying life.
Listen,
and now y'all relationship ain't good. Do you feel like obligated? Do you feel like you?
I think there's other obligations that people experience, and it doesn't have to be an organ. You know, like it's basically just what you have invested into the relationship or the person, and that's what a lot of people have a hard time ending because they're like, oh, I didn't pay this, I didn't done that, I didn't gave my heart, I didn't give, and how dare they do it, not whatever the reason for why the relationship isn't thriving, but that's why I keep my organs to myself.
I'm just trying to figure out what could. I mean, I know relationships go through, different, stages, different phases. But if you go through a traumatic health experience, such as one as severe as needing a kidney transplant, you can't work through whatever else is going on.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because I mean, I don't know what it is, but I mean, that's life altering.
Come on.
So if we can make it through this health issue that we've had, we should be able to put everything else on the table and kind of see it through. And I don't know, everybody's relationship is different, and that's the thing. We're always so concerned about what other people are going to think and what they're going to say. And that's the problem that people have. We have to stop doing that. Worry about your own relationship, what you set forth, what your expectations are, what you want to do in your relationship. But I just can't imagine going through something like that and then not just say giving up, but just, not being able to see.
Not being able to fight.
Not being able to fight. You fought through this because that's a lot. A kidney transplant or kidney disease is no joke. For sure. So what else? And I know when we get in relationships, we say, oh, well, if this happens or that happens, I'm gone, or this or that. It's not always that cut and dry for some people. Or, because I was the same way. But, you just never know until you get into, the situation. So I'm just thinking, what could be?
Come on.
I agree. Same thing. What is so hard? What is harder than going through that, making the decision to, I'm going to give you a kidney to help you live? What are you doing that's going to Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that bad?
Yeah. What's that bad now?
I feel
Yeah.
like people are so conditional and selfish. So I think that an entitled person would get a kidney and life would thrive and not even consider the thoughts, feelings, or whatever of the person that did it, and would not feel that indebtedness, if that's a word, to, be thoughtful, considerate, and honor them even more for continuing their life. Like, I've seen it in other. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a kidney. It's just been more like monetarily, like somebody's taking out loans and giving you their last, and and they still just like, well, shoot.
Would you leave?
Would I?
Let's make it personal.
If somebody gave me,
Somebody gave you a kidney, the relationship ain't good, would you leave?
yes.
You would leave. So you're one of the entitled ones.
I feel like I wouldn't. First of all, it'd be hard for me to take something without having, like, look now, you gonna give me this kidney, but what are we gonna? Can we come to an agreement right now?
Yeah, I'm backing out. If you telling me this, I'm backing out right now. Because once I give you my kidney, dog, it ain't no leaving. I don't even know what we talking about right now.
You give me your kidney.
If I give you my kidney,
Let's just have a chat.
yeah, we have a chat. I give you my kidney.
Marcus, we married.
We married.
Wait, did we say we're married?
No, I'm saying it's significant other, whether it's married or boy. If I'm her boyfriend,
whatever. Yeah.
If I'm her boyfriend and I give her a kidney,
Marcus, you ain't gonna believe this. I got kidney failure. You got one? You got me?
I got you.
Okay.
Because I love you.
Okay.
That's probably the only reason why I'm giving you my kidney, because I love you.
Me and Marcus go to the hospital. I get the kidney. I'm good.
Yeah.
We live our life, whatever.
Yeah.
Marcus is in the streets cutting up. I'm supposed to stay?
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. Marcus.
That's a good
Marcus
flip.
don't want to work, and these bills need to be paid.
Hold on.
I'm supposed to stay?
Hold on. That's a great flip. I was going to get that to the end. Hold on.
I haven't given my
I'm gonna get. That's why I wanted to get up perspective. That's a good flip, because I'm getting that to the end.
What if the person, let's say he was or she was selfless enough to give you, continue your life, give you an organ, but in that felt like you could do, he or she could do you any kind of way and didn't honor and respect y'all's relationship.
Can we get to the end? Let me hear Kamika, because I got that too. You think you said something? You haven't. Go ahead.
I said something.
Go ahead.
I took a little long because I'm really thinking inside of myself, what would I do?
Yeah,
and
this is a big one.
You gave me your kidney because you wanted to see me live, right? You loved me enough to think that I still needed a chance to be here. So once you do that, and when you're on that bed, when it's decided you need a kidney, you're at that level. It's no more, we're going to negotiate what this is.
Right.
I'm about to die. Something extreme is about to happen. So at the moment you make that decision for me, and if something happens in life, I'm thinking back to my college boyfriend now, who I should have married. And
Come on.
He would have
done
that for me. We can die.
No, not right now. Go ahead.
But he would have done that for me.
Yeah.
And I would have been appreciative, and we loved each other. However, I remember the words I told him when we broke up. It's too hard. I can't see how to make me happy and you happy at the same time. It's not working. And years down the line, I still see that would have never worked. So you gave me your kidney so that I can live, but I'm supposed to stick and stay in this even though it's not working, and die slowly inside, die as a person, die to purpose, because I'm trying to stay connected to something that did something for me. You can still honor a gift from someone without being in a relationship with them.
You said that a lot better than I did.
So, and I'm just saying it to say, just because we break up or we did not work out romantically does not mean, my college boyfriend, we're still friends to this day. He calls me all the way from where he is to talk about life. When he's going through with his wife, he asks me my thoughts. Maybe he's not looking at it the right way. We still add value to one another. So I'd have still had his kidney to this day. Yeah, Marcus, and I get that. But we and it's far and few in between, but we still have a relationship today. And let me finish with this headshot.
No, I'm just saying.
We still have a relationship.
Ain't no nigga talking my wife.
The point is, Marcus, can I finish?
Yes, go ahead, finish.
My point is this. There's no bad blood in between. It just didn't work out. He didn't have to do me wrong. I didn't do him wrong.
Absolutely.
We just did not work out. So life goes on. I'm still living. I'll always honor you because you're part of the reason I'm living.
No doubt.
Period.
Oh, that's great. I'm not.
That's great.
Yeah, that was a great soliloquy. I'm not. What you said is what you saying is true and clear and makes good sense. Same thing with you, Tip. I'm telling you though, everybody had their own answer.
Right.
So your thing is you don't feel obligated to stay. No, you don't feel obligated to stay.
Why am I living out of obligation?
That's just yes or no. You don't feel obligated.
No.
You don't feel obligated. Would you feel obligated? Just yes or no. Would you feel obligated?
Gave my spiel.
I know. And you would feel obligated. Chandra, would you feel obligated? Yes
Pork
or no?
chop.
Uh-huh.
That's my answer. Pork chop.
Pork chop. Yeah.
I don't feel like it can work through that.
Kidney.
Because watch this.
Ask me if I felt obligated to stay.
If you feel obligated to stay.
If we could work through that, I think that's not to say somebody did something. It's just
Right.
our own, issues we need to work out with. Because who knows what people go through during that transition.
What I'm saying is,
I would feel
I'm going to
obligated.
feel obligated.
Yeah, I would feel
to stay.
obligated. Yeah.
If my wife gave me a kidney.
Wife.
Yeah.
Yes, well, that's what I have. I have a
I mean,
wife.
but you have other. There's other things.
Other things
that-
what?
Let him finish.
What you talking about? I'm asking y'all a
Y'all in a
question.
whole
I
marriage.
said
There's other things that commit you to that relationship,
which is
just the
fine, but I
kidney.
said significant other, whether that's
But I
your
mean-
husband, whether that's your boyfriend, whatever.
So,
right now, I'm talking about my situation. I have a wife.
But I understand that. But to me, when you say, if my wife gave me a kidney, I feel obligated to stay. Well, if your marriage was already in shambles and she gave you a kidney,
I'm obligated to stay.
you feel obligated to stay. But to me, it's like she said, you're gonna die a slow death, being miserable because it wasn't thriving before your kidney failed.
So I got a question for Marcus.
you lost
He's
me.
worked up about this.
Why do I have to be worked up?
Does a physical gift, from your body, is that what obligates you to a relationship? Because, like she said, my heart, me giving you my heart, you should be obligated to do right. Or you're just saying a physical thing
Obligated to
obligates
do
you.
right. What I'm telling you is, I'm
You feel-
obligated. Period. That's number one.
Okay.
But number two, let's keep it where it is. If my lady gave me one of her kidneys
I'm saying.
for me to live,
Staying.
Nigga,
I'm
I gave you
staying.
this should obligate you. Once I give you this,
Hey,
this should obligate
listen.
you.
You took your answer, and I'm cool with your answer.
This obligates you to stay. Once I give you this, that you obligated. So what's
Girl,
that?
please. What did
That's what I'm saying. To
Maybe
me,
her giving you that kidney
that
could
kidney
be the
is no
turning
different.
point in your relationship.
Yeah.
Maybe that could bring about a positive change
I don't-
in your relationship.
I agree. I'm with you, Toya.
I don't know what I don't. Y'all are losing me. I don't think
Why
we're talking
does
about the
kidney
same.
why
We
does the
don't
kidney
talk about the
obligate
same.
you? Why does the kidney obligate you?
Listen. If you ever listen and let me tell you what I've said, I'm obligated. Period.
So what are we talking about?
Oh my God. That's exactly what we're talking about. I'm obligated, period. So I'm saying if my
kidney
wife
is the candle
if
on
my
the
wife
cake.
gave me a kidney, and I am definitely, I'm more obligated,
Yeah.
So
period.
do you seek additional validations in your marriage that continues to validate that, I made the right decision with this.
What
Like
you mean I
said-
gotta seek? It's not a
No,
seek. That's
I'm
not-
asking you, do you, okay.
No, I don't. To answer that question, no, I don't.
Okay, so I think that's what she's asking you. Like, you already married. So to me, it would be a no-brainer for me to continue to give you my kidney, or for me to expect you to give me yours, because we're already married. We want each other to thrive. We want our life. We're whatever. But obligation to stay, like, why are we talking about the demise of our marriage?
Well, not even marriage. I'm just in general.
First of all, this was a question that was taken. Y'all are weaving in and out of stuff.
I just
all
don't think
I'm saying is,
that-
if your significant other, whether it was your husband, was your boyfriend, was your fiance,
stand by
whoever,
no,
which is fine. I'm not trying to change your mind.
But
I'm giving my answer.
But we can ask. I can ask a question.
Yes, I'm
And
giving my answer. My
I can
answer
ask,
is
and
I'm obligated.
I can dig.
You not obligated.
I'm peeling some.
You don't know how many years you've been married. You not
Oh,
obligated.
my goodness.
You don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
I
You did it
not
this year.
say
You did it
that.
this year. But you're not obligated.
I said
So it's a
if we
difference.
did- I didn't. I said we do acknowledge Valentine's
I-
Day. You need to listen.
I listen.
You won't listen.
You do Galentine's, not Valentine's.
Seriously, Marcus, the kidney does not obligate me.
Ain't nobody say the kidney obligated.
Hear me out. You said, do you feel obligated if the person gives you their kidney?
Would you feel obligated?
The kidney is not what makes me feel obligated. And if that's the thing that's going to make me stay, I don't want to feel like I'm enslaved to someone for the rest of my life because they gave me something.
Well, die. Don't you receive that kidney. You go ahead and die. Don't you receive that kidney. You die. Because if a man buy you dinner and he probably expects something from you, he expects something from you, and that's just dinner. So if he give you
my brother give me
if
his
he give you a kidney,
I don't feel obligated.
If he give you a kidney, oh man, please.
And granted, if he gives me his kidney,
y'all try to throw this off like it ain't nothing.
I'm just saying,
I'm gonna make it work.
I don't want to feel obligated for.
I'm gonna try to make it work.
You gotta make it work. I think the kidney is just a way to make you know, just rethink things, just reevaluate. You know,
but why does it take? I don't want to have to reevaluate because you saved my life.
Because
if I'm in a relationship with
is
you,
not going to be
Kamika, you know what I'm gathering here, there are a lot of you having a lot of, how can I put it, you having a lot of tough
get it out,
time dealing with seem like just a relationship, period.
Don't do my girl like that. No.
Hey, no, yeah.
Because the relationship matters, period.
Relationship, period. And so a lot of times, watch this, and there's no shade, but a lot of times, I would never receive any advice or nothing from anybody single that have never been married. There's no shade on them. They just don't know.
Right. And understand that.
Okay, I'm just finishing.
But you were married and you said the same thing I'm saying.
I'm just telling you though, it's a difference when you are married. I just said I wouldn't listen to somebody when single people tell me about relationships. I'll be saying shut up, because if you've never been married, you don't know. You think you know. You can read a book about it. You could have 10 boyfriends, but until you actually do that thing,
I agree with you.
It ain't nothing you say. So I'm saying all that. I'm just saying this stuff to say I wouldn't expect your obligation on the same level as mine.
Right, and we didn't say the person was married. I gave a perspective, period.
I know from yours. That's why I said significant other, but my significant other is a wife.
Right.
Somebody else's significant other is so if your boyfriend, of course, no obligation. But I'm obligated. I'm obligated already before the kidney. But with the kidney, oh yes.
And let me be very clear on this podcast why Marcus has set it up like that. I said from the get-go, I don't feel like I can give advice to a married person. So don't let Marcus confuse y'all by saying don't take advice from a single person. I agree.
I said I don't.
Other
people do. I mean, you take what's the guy name that all the women listen to? All these people. So people do it all the time. I'm saying I don't. No. I'm not talking about it don't happen. I'm saying I don't.
I'm just making sure it's not set up on this podcast that Kamika don't give good advice. I'm not telling no married person any advice. I'm just saying I'm looking from anyone that gives me a kidney and I'm in a relationship with them. Am I obligated? Right. Of course, I have the same marriage values. I value marriage, and I'm with working through it no matter what, whether a kidney comes out, infidelity, whatever it is, to work through that. Not saying this kidney gonna make me for sure stay. No, your union, your commitment to be with this person makes you stay, not that kidney. Now for a man,
that sound good.
That's different.
Until you in it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not in it.
You ain't in it.
So I'm saying if a kidney is what makes you decide to stay, that's your thing.
But you can't tell me about a union if you ain't in one, if you ain't never been in one.
I'm not trying to give advice that way. I'm saying if I'm in any relationship, if I said my example was my college boyfriend, the relationship as a college boyfriend I had. Listen, Marcus.
I'm listening.
My example was my college boyfriend, and I specifically said if he gave me his kidney and we're in that relationship. Now I wasn't trying to give advice. I gave from my perspective as a single woman.
Yes,
so
you
I just want to be clear. Don't try to set it up where I'm not giving. I'm trying to give advice to married folks. I'm not.
No.
Very clear.
Which was your answer? I don't have a problem with your answer.
Okay.
You have a problem with my answer.
Oh, I don't. I'm sorry.
Yes, you did. You talking about you talking about the obligation. You came on the mind. I don't have a problem with you feeling like you need to be obligated in a relationship with some old dodo bird that gave you a kid that ain't with you.
Why got to be a dodo bird?
Cause I wouldn't give no girl my kidney.
If you love somebody, you don't. If you really love somebody, Marcus, you ain't gonna let the girl die.
That's
like you and
true.
Erica were not always
Like
married.
who?
If Erica, like you and Erica were not always married. If Erica, while you guys were dating, but it took you something flipped.
Girl,
that probably
Absolutely, from a
Erica,
billboard.
If you and Erica were dating,
I got to get out of here. But listen to me. That probably would have changed.
You would have given her up. You would have not given her.
You see how you trying to make it?
Can I ask you
what
a
I'm
question?
telling you is, if I met Erica and Erica was already ailing, and we wasn't together yet, I don't know if I'm even pursuing this relationship. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So you dump somebody if they need a kidney, but
I can't say.
If you're in a relationship and your girl needs a kidney, you're saying you might not go further with her if she needs your kidney.
Yeah, that is the question. The question is if somebody had gave me a kidney, like I'm already in a relationship with them. Now that I done gave them my kidney or whatever, would they feel obligated? Or would I feel obligated if they gave me the kidney? Would I feel obligated? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you saying if I met Erica at Texas Southern University and she already like, yeah, I'm on 30%. I don't know if I want to go out with her. It may sound bad. I'm just trying to tell you. I don't know though.
But you have to evaluate.
You got to evaluate because now I'm looking at quality of life.
There you go.
So since we put value on this organ, and I just have a question. You and Erica are blissfully married 20 plus years.
Here we go.
You need a kidney.
I need a kidney.
Erica say, nah, bruh.
Yeah.
But your ex-girlfriend says, I don't know who your ex-girlfriend is, but
Me neither.
you trying to start no,
Me neither.
I'm just saying.
Watch
But
this.
she's like,
Me neither.
I'm a match. You can have my kidney. Would you would still feel some level of obligation because it's your ex-girlfriend that continued your life because you need a kidney. You about to die.
Well, yeah, but if my ex-girlfriend give me a kidney and I'm married to Erica,
you die.
It's only my ex-girlfriend.
You ain't getting it.
My ex-girlfriend, she just her giving me a kidney is just really on some live coolness. Well, I mean, what you mean?
What's the difference?
I'm not in a relationship. I'm in a relationship with this one. I said, if you listen to the question, it's this relationship soured. It ain't good. Do you feel obligated? I don't have no obligation to the ex-girlfriend. She just shot me a kidney. Still,
since we were valuing this organ.
Let me get out of here because these girls changed everything. Hey, listen. Thank you all for listening to the Designated Driver Podcast. I want to thank my guests, Kamika Sky Houston Smith. How can the folk follow you and keep up with you?
At Sky_Houston.
Yes. And then I want to thank Miss Chandra Deneen. How can folk keep up with you?
You can follow me on all social media platforms at Life Coach Sean D. That's Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Yes. Then Miss Latoya Butler. How can folk keep up with you?
Real estate _by_Latoya.
Yes. And then Miss Tiffany Jackson. How can folk keep up with you?
At Prominent Group.
Thank you. Okay. I'm Marcus D. Wiley at Marcus D. Wiley. Thank you so much for riding with us. Peace. Woohoo!